Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Sesternino here, live here on a Facebook Friday here. First Friday of the month of September 4th. And we are back to take questions from the patrons of Rob Has a Podcast here on our weekly Facebook Friday call. So we are streaming live to the RHAP Facebook group. And then also that, not a mistake, made this one public on YouTube. So we'll have some extra eyeballs on this one. I feel like that, that we don't always do a great job of explaining what the different patron benefits are. So thought this would be maybe once a month, try to pick a week and then let this go out to the public so people have a chance to see what they're missing here with all these great patron shows that we do. Last night, we had our very first Big Brother eviction preview show. I was joined by Matt Scott. We took questions live 1 hour before the Big Brother episode. I suspect we'll be talking about some Big Brother here today and much more. Whatever you want to get into here on our weekly Facebook Friday call. Got about 2 hours before the First Lady of Podcasting is going to come up here and shut this thing down because she's going to work and I got to watch my kids. And Nicole does not like it when we leave them unsupervised so I can podcast. But we've got a good 2 hours of calls in. We've got the link that is in the patron Facebook group if you'd like to join us to call in here today on our patron Facebook Friday. And let's start things off with the excellence of execution is here. Not Brett the Hitman Hart. Let's go ahead and say hello. The excellence of execution. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're doing good. Doing good. Okay. How's everything going, Ben?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Just working, playing a little bit softball. Did you get a haircut recently?
I cut my own hair, Ben.
You cut your own hair?
Yeah. Look at me.
That's impressive. Well, I guess anything to avoid going out of the house, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've thought about doing it for a while, but I watched a YouTube video and if you could just keep going on the clippers up to a certain if you could be disciplined, you can do it.
Yeah.
And luckily nobody sees, the parts I can't really see. So it's fine. The First Lady of Podcasting does not seem to really care too much one way or the other.
She didn't touch it up for you or anything back there?
A couple of months ago, she did. She got the back, but she's really not even interested enough to even be like, oh, let me get to some of that stuff.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I was wondering, do you know if any of the Tough as Nails cast are willing to do any podcasts? I saw Young did.
Yeah. So I saw that Phil had done a conversation with Murph, and then I had been talking about, I know Jess has been in contact with a few of the cast members, and so I have some ideas on what I'd like to do with the Tough as Nails cast. I thought it would be fun, and not to scoop ourselves too much, but I thought it'd be fun to sort of maybe do one show with the Dirty Hands and one show with the Savage Crew, because I feel like that they would sort of they already have a camaraderie and they'd be sort of the get all those damn van conversations. And so I thought that would be a fun way to do it. So Phil gave us the thumbs up to do that. So now it's just a matter of logistics of how many people would want to come on and then clearing it all with CBS.
Yeah, see if you can somehow get Lee on a Zoom call or something.
That's going to be tough. I think Lee, it might be, if we can get him by way of phone, that would be great.
Yeah, I think that might be a tough one. But that'd
Wang Dang Doodle for sure.
It'd be a Wang Dang Doodle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was pretty impressed with the finale. I thought it was a really good finale. A lot of payoff to the kind of storylines that they had going.
Yeah.
Throughout the season, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really thought that the final challenge though was so grueling that I thought it was almost really, is where you're going to lose somebody.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with that sweat running off of Merv and off of
Hmm.
Miles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like, and they filmed that in like, I think they filmed it in like January or something this year.
Yeah. Well, I
So
think it was a big competitive advantage for Drywall Danny that he was wearing shorts the whole season. So he was like
yeah,
instantly like 20 degrees cooler than ever. That might have been his biggest advantage in the season. But Murph is just like the Undertaker. He's just like he keeps coming and coming, and you can't stop him.
yeah, he's a beast. He lives about, I think he's about 2 hours north of me, and so I sent him a message. I said, hey, congrats. Maybe I'll see you on the road if I get up that way.
Hmm.
But and then he just sent something, real simple and short, but I kind of read it in Murph's voice in my head.
Hey, I really
Yeah,
appreciate that.
really
I'll
appreciate
see you.
your support. Yeah,
Hmm.
but,
Yeah.
but yeah, but he almost seems like he's got to be like an introvert. Just kind of a real quiet guy.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
But yeah, seems like a nice dude. But yeah, that final challenge, like I was watching that, I was like, holy smokes!
I
Like,
couldn't believe it when then they had to go and get like a third like board that they had to saw. I was like, what? Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Now Phil said something in the podcast, like he was talking about how Danny might have had an advantage in like the weight to strength ratio, but they didn't say anything about the hay bales or the straw bales weighing any different in the show, did they, or did I miss that?
No, I think they were all weighed the same.
Okay, so maybe, yeah, I don't know what he was referring to then,
I don't
but
know.
I thought the last podcast, well, the one you released
Yeah,
twice,
let me
twice
just
a
let
day.
people know. So we had an issue. I don't know why that we sent off the podcast to get posted, and for some reason the episode four, I don't even know how that happens. Of the week 4 podcast got posted, and it was really my least favorite way to wake up. It's like hey, there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a
Yeah,
problem. There's but like
what's going on? Where's my podcast? Where's my
yeah,
podcast?
yeah. So luckily we got that straightened out, and then that's the if you got the old podcast, please re-download, and then you'll get the correct podcast with Phil.
Yeah, yeah. I downloaded it before I left the house, and then I
Yeah.
started it whenever I was out in the woods, and I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's not right. I didn't have any cell signal to get the new one though for a while, so I had to.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I got it
Hope you didn't
downloaded.
have to suffer through Big Brother or something like that.
No, no,
Yeah. Found something
no,
else.
no. It was no. I had some other stuff to listen to.
Yeah. Good.
But,
Okay.
but yeah, but it's been a while since I talked to you. I wanted to know about baseball. What do you think? Transitioning there.
Yeah.
What do you think about the new the DH in the NL? Do you think that's going to stick around?
I do think that that's going to stick around. I like the 7 inning games when they play the double headers. I like that. And what's that? The extra innings. I don't love that. I don't love that. How about why don't we put a man on first base? How about that?
Right.
Man on second
Yeah.
base. This is too much. Like put a man
Yeah.
on. You want to get this going? Start with a man on first.
Yeah. I mean, because
Why is it gonna be on second?
yeah, if you're the home team, if you can bunt that guy over and then the fly ball, game's over, and
Yeah.
you didn't get any hits, like no hits, and you still get a run.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I'm not a fan of that, and I think the DH might have been coming to the NL anyway eventually, just
Hmm.
because of injuries to pitchers, and it's basically all about the money and how they can prolong people's careers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but I guess if I get
Whatever.
baseball, I'll take it. I'll
Are
take
the
it over.
Cardinals doing well this year or no?
They're 500. I thought
Yeah.
they
Hey,
were gonna start.
that's good.
Yeah, well, they have one less loss than the Cubs, but they have like 8 less wins because
Yeah,
the
they got
Cardinals,
shut down.
yeah, the Cardinals got shut down for like 2 weeks, and so they're
Hmm.
playing like an insane amount. And
Oh yeah,
it's
they
like,
have like double headers every day, right?
yeah, it's like 40 something games in like 30 days or something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, and yeah, it's just kind of what I expected. But I'm glad to have a little bit of baseball to turn on every once in a while.
Yeah, the Mets are a big mess, but they give you some moments. Or they had a big come from behind win yesterday.
Yeah, how did that happen? I thought you and Akiva were talking them up like before the season started.
Well,
I thought they were gonna be pretty good.
yeah, I don't know. We talked them up before the short season started.
Yeah, I thought before the short season, but
Well, they lost one of their best pitchers to ended up he opted out after he had gotten hurt and then he decided he needed to opt out. And they had also another player, Cespedes, also opted out. So and then they've also had like very bad luck where a couple of their pitchers have just been super ineffective. So it's basically they have Jake DeGrom and then pray for rain the rest of the days.
yeah, I hadn't been able to keep up with them, but I just been hearing you guys talk about them on RHAP and how they weren't doing too well. But
they can hit okay, but they can't hit in the clutch, and they also can't pitch, and they have a bad bullpen. So it's not a great combination.
No, bad bullpen will kill a lot of pretty good teams. That combines
right, and they had one good reliever, and then they made him a starter because they had no other pitching.
Yeah, it's a shame their pitching couldn't hold together because with a shortened season, a lot of the problems going into the postseason are pitchers just getting worn out.
Look, the Mets are gonna get sold. We didn't care about anything else. That's it. That's it, yo. That's it. So we're excited. Mets fans are excited. We don't care about the season.
Well, it's good. That's probably a good thing then. But,
yeah, they have a very wealthy man just signed paperwork to buy them. We can't screw this up. The Mets could lose every game the rest of the season, and if they just get this deal done with the owner, we'll all be happy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it goes through. But that's all I had. So since you're on a tight limit, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, take care, Ben. Bye.
All right. Yep.
All right. Let's say hello to Mehdi. Mehdi, how are you?
How are you? I'm good.
Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing much. I was going to ask about the 100th episode of RHAP.
Yes. What do you want to know about it?
What is to expect? Because you guys said it was kind of going to be a roast, but I don't know what it is.
So I didn't want it to come across as it was going to be a roast. I think that there are people that are recording some messages for us. I think some of them are going to make fun of us, and some of them are going to be nice things. But I didn't want to advertise that as a roast because I think that people will be disappointed if they think that they're coming in for a roast and say, "Hey, people weren't even that mean."
Yeah. They're going to criticize you for not being too mean on the podcast.
Yes, people want to hear us get raked over the coals on the 100th episode of RHAP.
Are you guys going to roll the wheel on the 99th episode? Or are you guys going to
So I think that what the plan is on the 100th episode of Rob and Akiva podcast, this is episode 99 that we're going to be recording tomorrow. Rob and Akiva's great debate. And we are going to have a wheel of 100th idea or episode mini ideas, and so we will have that special presentation, people roasting or toasting us, and then we will do one thing from the mini wheel and then the mailbag.
Oh, okay, because I was confused how you guys are going to do that. I was like, okay, so we already know what the 100th episode is going to be, so
no, there will be some wheel element incorporated into the 100th episode.
The mailbag's not going to be that long for the 100th episode, right?
Probably shorter mailbag on the 100th episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to talk about Big Brother a bit because I think Kesar just went out, and Kesar's Iraqi and I'm Iraqi, so I related to him for a bit. And I don't really like him as I don't mind him as a player because he's kind of a bit sloppy. But I just like the representation out there in Big Brother because you don't really see a lot of Middle Eastern people on these shows.
No, so I mean, it was great to have Kesar back, but yeah, he's just not cut out for this game, especially at this time.
Yeah, he comes in too hot. He's like, I want war the first week, and I'm like,
yeah, he comes in too hot, and I think in this game, in the early days of Big Brother, I think that he was probably better suited for old school Big Brother, where it's like, hey, I'm going to go to battle with my people, and we're going to fight against this one side of the house, and we're going to outlast them, and we're going to win. Whereas that this modern day of Big Brother is like, hey, just go along to get along. Get part of the big alliance and just sort of be super social and part of this big group so everybody likes you and nobody wants to put you up.
Yeah, I feel like in modern day Big Brother, people play for jury more than they really play for because they get more screen time. They think they're gonna get more influence outside of the game. So I think that back in the day, I feel like there's more intense gameplay.
Yeah, it's just about trying to stay off the block, trying to just be part of the big social group and having a really good relationship with everybody. It makes for boring TV.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Did you see the Raptors win yesterday?
I did. Yeah, that people were. I saw somebody called me out. Well, why didn't I tweet about it? Well, I was doing Big Brother, but I watched the highlights after. I know it was back and forth between Raptors and the Celtics, but am I pronouncing this right? OG Anunoby.
You're asking the wrong dude.
Okay.
It is right.
Yes. I don't even understand how this was possible, but that there was 0.5 seconds on the clock.
I turned off the game. I turned off the game once the Celtics went up with that 1 point, and I was like, okay, it's over. They're down 3-0. Series is over.
Yeah. OG Anunoby. Yes. So help us, Anunoby. You're our only hope. That there was 0.5 or 0.6 seconds left. I don't even understand how it's possible that they inbound the ball to him across the whole court. And then he shot it. You can't do that in 0.5 seconds. If I was a Celtics fan, I'd be pissed.
What was insane about that is the Celtics coach put in a 7-5 taco fall he never plays, and they put in him to block the inbound, and then it just goes over him. It was a ridiculous play.
Yeah. So wild finish. So Raptors still alive.
Yeah. Also got one more thing to talk about.
Yes.
I'm pissed off with Survivor. Everybody's doing their thing. The sports are having a bubble.
Yep.
Big Brother's having a bubble. They're too rigid.
Testify.
We need to film a season. Goddamn, I want to watch Survivor.
It's frustrating with Survivor that everybody else has figured out a way to do this. And I don't know, maybe Survivor is going to surprise us and maybe they figured out some way to get to Fiji. But it just seems like that if you wanted to do it, you could have done it. I don't know if maybe they're just gonna ultimately we'll just hear one day that they rented out their Survivor money plane, got a cast in there, got to Fiji somehow, and then are sort of quarantining there. But they are really dead set of nope, there's only one way to make a Survivor season, and that's in Fiji.
Yeah, they're too rigid on Fiji. Honestly, just film it. You can film it anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's just the gameplay and the people. That's all you really need. I don't know why they're so rigid on Fiji.
Well, the reasons why are pretty much all economic, where they get some sort of ridiculous tax incentive from the Fijian government, where I think that they get some sort of a tax break of 45% of their production costs or something like that. I don't know if it's a rebate or what, but it is very economical for Survivor to film there. And then also that's where all of their equipment is and everything like that. And then on top of that, they are really they own a whole area where they don't have any problems, which is ironic because the first time they went to Fiji, I think there was a government coup while they were there, and that really ended up creating some problems. But I think that they are in very good with the current regime of the Fijian government, and so they have a lot of things that they like about Fiji. It's just frustrating that they need to get to Fiji.
Yeah, because I'm just out here watching all these shows, The Challenge. A bunch of people are getting quarantined, and they're going to do a season soon. Big Brother's doing a season.
What's The Challenge going to do? They're going to do it in the U.S. or they're going to leave the country?
No, they're going to leave the country, but I think they're just quarantining people 2 weeks ahead and then just flying people out.
So we'll see. I mean, let's keep our fingers crossed that we hear something. It would be wonderful if we could still hear that Survivor was going to attempt to get something, off the ground for the spring. We know they're done for the fall, but I think that that's really what we have to look ahead to of can Survivor film something this fall to have a season on in the spring?
Yeah, because I'm out here just listening to re-listening to stuff of the evolution of strategy. I need new Survivor content ASAP.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Maddie. Well, thank you so much for the call. Okay.
And nice talking to you, Rob.
All right. Take care. All right. Bye. All right. There you go. All right. Let's say hello to Token Cheens. Ryan is here. Okay. All right. Ryan, how are you?
Hey, Rob. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Doing well. Okay. What's happening?
Just hanging out at home. I watched the Tough as Nails finale 2 nights ago, and that was fantastic. Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay. All right. Great finish. Tough as Nails finale. Okay, we don't.
I'll air guitar. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Tough as Nails was a fun ride.
It really was. I thought it would be very tough to top the penultimate episode, but they found a way to do it.
Yeah.
Murph seemed like he was. I'm sorry for anyone watching this that does not know what happened. Please just mute.
Yeah, I think we already spoiled it, but yeah, go ahead.
Either way, I thought Murph was out in the warehouse challenge. It looked like he was kind of straggling behind. And then he wound up, being safe and making it to the final 3. And then you saw Danny, go way out in front in that final challenge, and everyone thought he was going to win. And then you see,
thought he had it.
Yeah, we really all thought he had it, and I didn't think Murph had a chance. But man, he powered through that final obstacle course.
Never give up on Murph.
No, never. So that was fantastic. I can't wait for season 2.
Good. I'm happy to hear you liked it so much.
Absolutely. What's new in the Sesternino household?
Well, it's not a happy story, Ryan, since you asked.
Okay.
That Nicole and I had been, that there had been an unusual smell at our house, Ryan.
Ooh.
This is not a happy story.
Okay,
there had been an unusual smell, and we said, something smells weird. What is that? What is that smell?
Okay.
And not a fun game to play. And so Nicole finally said, you know what? I'm taking everything apart. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure out what the smell is. And ultimately, Nicole ripped our bedroom apart, and she ultimately found sort of a corner area where there was
an animal that disappeared.
No animal. Okay. But there was an area which there appears to be some dampness at the base of one of the walls, which we cannot account for. Which I'm not sure if it's if there is a mold or a mildew. Yeah. Not great.
Yeah.
Nicole has
allergies to that.
Not happy.
No.
Very upset about this. So we gotta call up my landlord. It's a whole thing. So somebody's coming tomorrow to investigate it. But Nicole's like, that's it. Shut it down.
Yeah, that's
shut
annoying.
down that room. That's it. We're never going in there again.
That's in the main bedroom too, you said? Or
yeah. It's on it's on the opposite wall of where the shower is in the bedroom. So we don't know.
That's annoying.
Yeah. Yes. So I don't know. This is an old house that we live in.
Maybe you can get Drywall Danny to come in.
Drywall Danny needs to come in with a sledgehammer and just take everything out and then put it back together.
Exactly.
So so that's what only because you asked. I wasn't going to talk about that.
Yeah, I want it to be more conversational. I know I come on here a lot of times and I have 8 things I want to talk about. I do it lightning speed. Don't even let you go in. So I'll be more conversational.
No, that's great. That's that. But what else do you want to talk about?
So I wanted to also mention, I know it's not something that's currently being covered on RHAP, but you did do the first episode for Australian Bachelor. And I would like to first suggest to please get the girls or whoever wants to cover it back on, because I love it. I think it's a great show.
You love the Australian Bachelor. Maybe they should do a check-in with Lockie.
I'm not even a Bachelor person. I've watched 1 season of US Bachelorette, and I've never seen a Bachelor.
Are you a big Lockie person?
I'm a big Lockie person. I'm a big Survivor person.
Lockie stan.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's kind of reaching new ground where, unlike a lot of other reality shows that are filming in a more either remote type of place, where they are now at a point where everyone's at home with a camera and they're doing it on different webcams. So it's they're out of the house. They're not even in the house anymore. It's different. This has never happened. So I think it's worthy of coverage personally.
Okay.
So I'm liking it. And I think at some point they probably will go back to the mansion once, it gets a little further on down the line. I don't know how long Australia was on lockdown for, but I think it's worth covering. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Just throwing it out there.
Ryan, are you normally a Bachelor person?
No. So again, I've never seen a Bachelor. I saw one Bachelorette season from a long time ago because my cousin's cousin was on the show. And so I watched that, and it was interesting. I wouldn't say my cup of tea by any stretch, but Bachelorette, I mean, you got some very nice looking ladies, and you got Lockie. I mean, come on, Lockie's a cool dude. So I'm enjoying the season. I really am. It's new to me. So, I like it.
All right. Do you think you know who Lockie is going to select? Are you a Lockie expert? I
think I have a pretty good idea of who Lockie is going to select. Yeah. I think it's going to be Irina is her name. She's a nurse. They seem to be the most compatible if I were to guess.
Okay.
I know, it's silly. I can't believe I'm invested in this, but this is what happens when we don't have new TV. So
yeah,
worth it. It's worth it. Whatever.
All right. Ryan, anything else?
Anything else? Not too much. Your Mets beat my Yankees yesterday, so congratulations.
Oh, I didn't know you were a Yankee fan.
I actually am. Yeah, I'm a Seahawks fan.
I'm surprised because I really like you, Ryan.
Well, I guess did that end today? That's over?
Yeah. Now, Mets and Yankees are done for this year. That's your bell. Yeah, this is like when I podcast with T-Bird. By the way, Talking with T-Bird is going to drop tonight. Talking with Ian Rosenberger. Had a nice chat with Ian, who, yes, he's from the Pennsylvania area.
Yeah, a funny Ian story now that you bring it up. I was going to school in West Virginia about 4 years ago, and I was, in grad school, and I was taking communication classes, and I had a professor who went to school with Ian and knew him quite well, and they both did like theater type classes.
Yeah.
So she knew Ian very well, so she's telling me some like inside Ian stories.
Yeah. He seems like a really good guy, Ian.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I know it's we're talking 15 years now, but to even do what he did, to just step down, whether or not he was going to win.
Even besides that, that I did not know what he was up to, and he has been working on some really interesting humanitarian projects, charitable causes, since we last left him. So that he'll talk about that on the podcast with T-Bird.
That's exciting. Yeah, I'd love to throw that on my iPod and listen to it on my drive up to PA tomorrow, actually.
So the podcast is going to be audio only, but I wasn't expecting when we did it on a Zoom call. And sometimes just the behind the scenes on Talking with T-Bird is T-Bird has like bad internet. It's not great. So sometimes on a lot of these Talking with T-Birds, like
depending on reaction wise,
depending on where T-Bird is, I think she has like where she lives most of the time. Her internet is okay. And then there's sometimes that she has like a lake house where she does them. And then that is really bad internet. She's like on dial-up. And sometimes like she's like 10 seconds behind the conversation. And so I have her record her side of the audio. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have the guest either on the phone or on a Zoom call. And then T-Bird I have on another computer, and it's all going into the mixer. So she's on her own track, where then I can replace her not great audio or buffering audio with the track that she records locally. So I was on Zoom with Ian, and then she was on her own Skype call, which was audio only. And I just wasn't expecting that Ian has like a big beard.
Oh, does he really? That's cool.
I didn't recognize the guy. His voice, but then when you just like are listening on the podcast, his voice is the same, but he looks very different.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, he was a kid when he played the first time, right? So I mean, it's to be expected now. I was also going to say, if T-Bird's internet's bad down in Georgia, I guess that rules out the potential of a Pascal, interview in the future.
Yeah, her neighbor,
road, right? Or something.
Her neighbor.
Yeah, right.
She said.
Yeah.
I got to ask her about that. Okay. All right, Ryan. Anything else?
I mean, that's it. I'll let you go. Great talking to you again, as always, and see you back on one of these soon.
All right, take care, Ryan. Bye. I see Adam's asking in the chat, are you still watching Love Island? You know what? I have not been keeping up. I think but what's the right episode to watch? Should I watch the Saturday episode from last week and then jump right back in? Will that help me? Or should I watch last Saturday's episode and then watch this Saturday's episode and then try to jump back in? If somebody is familiar with the format of how to, because I know that one of the episodes during a week is a recap. So maybe I can just jump right back in, or maybe I should just follow the podcast. Okay. Let's say hello to Deidre is here. Deidre.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Oh my God, so much. So yeah,
you're a homeowner?
I'm a homeowner. Yeah, I bought a house.
Did you buy a house next door to Will from America?
I wish. No. So Will is down in Richmond, so that's like 3 hours in like average traffic, but you could probably get 2 hours in the middle of the night if you you try.
If you try to go to his house in the middle of the night. Okay. All right, so Deidre, what's happening?
I mean, so much. So today was my last day at work. I bought a house that closed last week.
Yes.
A lot of things.
Okay. That's wonderful news.
Thank you. Yes, it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's like hearing your story about the smell and the moisture.
Yeah, that's not great, right?
Makes me really nervous to be
out
here.
Yes. A lady is coming tomorrow to look at it.
Yeah.
And assess the situation.
Yeah. Oh, thanks to Tommy and Adam in the chat. It's really nice. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. So the house that I bought was built in 1890.
Whoa.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But it has its charms, but also like I'm sure hidden problems that I will soon uncover. But right now, my biggest concern is really just that the previous owners, so they owned the house for about 6 years and renovated a lot, and so it's in really good shape. And the fridge freezer is relatively new, but somehow this freezer is still just totally effed up. And I may have made it worse by trying to fix it.
Because you had all that meat that you had in your freezer.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think
you didn't have like a jam-packed freezer at one point that you weren't stocked up from groceries.
I'm really stocked up, but not like a ton of meat. I was, but I don't know.
I thought we talked about this one time. How your freezer was completely full.
Oh, my parents' freezer is full of meat. And yeah, that's probably what I was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. My parents have an extra freezer in the basement that's like an entire fridge size, and then they have a whole separate fridge freezer in another like garage part of the house, and so it's just like they have an insane amount of food storage. But
Deidre, I know a lot of people consider me to be pretty hip, pretty with it, but that secretly that Nicole and I's
so hip.
Yes. Our mutual goal is that one day we want to have a second refrigerator.
Oh yeah. So my goal right now is to just have a working freezer. Apparently is not possible because they don't make the part anymore. And because of the pandemic, you apparently can't even buy a freezer, like a chest freezer, to try and, just get me through until I can get like a new fridge freezer. Fridge freezers are hard to come by. So I don't know. My friend from California told me about this thing called a fresh kitchen, which I don't know if this is a NorCal thing or a SoCal thing.
Fresh kitchen.
Yeah, she's from the Bay Area. So she said it's a bunch of people who they go grocery shopping every day for what they're going to eat that day. And
they love grocery shopping?
Maybe so.
You're going to be on supermarket sweep? What's the appeal here of go to the grocery store every day?
Well, you don't have to worry about, I guess, food waste, like Nicole putting food in the refrigerator and then telling you it's about to go bad. So that's something that you wouldn't have to worry about. You just buy what you're going to make that day, I guess. But yeah, who knows? I could be these fresh kitchen people.
Okay, not for me. Maybe if you pick up the Angela's vegan cookbook, maybe that's something that's in there, the instructions on how to do that.
Not for me too. I think like my biggest like thing that I'm gonna miss if I don't have access to a freezer is ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I love ice cream. Ice cream is probably my favorite food, but in like normal life, I almost never have ice cream in the house. Prefer to go get ice cream out. That way I then don't eat it as much. But also it's like, you know,
Smart.
it's a bit of a special treat during pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream in the house if you want to have ice cream. So I've been keeping ice cream in the house now. And I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm not going to be able to have it.
You'll figure this out, Deidre. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I have your confidence.
Yeah. You might look, worst comes to worst, then sell the refrigerator that's there, and then you might have to buy a new freezer fridge combo.
I know, but they're sold out everywhere. Home Depot.
Oh, you can't buy a refrigerator anywhere.
Home Depot doesn't have any in stock. Lowe's, same. Sears, same. Best Buy, same.
Costco,
same. It's impossible to find one. I don't understand what's happening. It's like everybody that had like, okay, well, this is like kind of on the fritz. We should replace it in the next couple of years. They just like, everybody was just like, well, there's a pandemic. Guess we better get a new fridge right now.
Wow. Didn't know there was a fridge shortage.
Yeah. Jess Sterling said she had a month wait for it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a situation out here.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I know. I looked on Amazon and I found a freezer that was like, a couple $100, and I was like, oh, this is a good shot. It only had 16 reviews. So I was like, it was not a brand I'd ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so comfortable buying an appliance that only has 16 reviews on Amazon.
Yes. Okay. Well, good news, Deidre. Winter is coming, so you could keep your ice cream outside.
Oh yeah, and it does get cold in DC. So
yes, so that'll be something. Just wait a couple of months and then just put a cooler out the door.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So that's called the outdoor beer fridge. Families.
Yes. Okay. All right. So anything else you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just it's a crazy summer. I feel like I've been listening to so many podcasts of shows that I don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
I really anticipated coming into this summer that I was going to be watching Big Brother for the first time in my life, and like giving Love Island a shot and Tough as Nails, and I don't know. What
happened? You have a life?
I guess so. Somehow, still find myself like not having to just find something else to watch, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I'm listening to the podcast. The Tough as Nail podcast is very entertaining. I love hearing Phil. It took me a disturbingly long time to realize that today's podcast was like the old episode.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that again. I still don't know how that happened, and I apologize that we put the wrong podcast out.
I was like listening to Jess say like, oh yeah, like let's rewind the time machine and like tell 2010 Jess that like in 10 years you're going to be podcasting weekly with Phil. And I was like, yeah, Jess, like your dream has come true. And then it was like, oh, Roofer Lee. And I was like, oh wait, no, we've heard this
it's not right. That wasn't right.
It took me a few minutes.
Wasn't the right one. So sorry again about that.
It's okay. I just am looking forward to hearing it. But
yeah, it should be out now. The correct one should be posted.
Good. Yeah. It's like the podcast schedule. I don't know what's going on, but it's like between all the podcasts that I listen to, everybody puts episodes out for the weekends. And I find myself like, I catch up some Monday, Tuesday, I'm good. And then it's like Wednesday, Thursday, I have nothing to like listen to. And so I like, well, okay, like time to go back to listening to music, but where are the podcasts? But I have like gigabytes worth of podcasts downloaded on my phone. Like,
well, what a flex!
Nobody ever let me say this. Like,
You've got gigabytes of podcasts ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. Part of me is like,
sorry, everybody with your iPod Nanos. Deidre's got gigabytes of podcasts to listen to.
Hey, the base iPhone now comes with like 64 gigs of storage.
Yeah.
Podcasts.
That's good. You're lucky.
There are some podcasts that I like save for, I know that I'm going to want to listen to them later. And so I like savor them. Like This American Life, I love, but I'm like, there's going to be a time in my life where I'm going to need to listen to a lot of like really intense podcasts.
Do you listen to that on 1X then? Is that how you savor a podcast?
It's a great question.
Maybe slow it down. Go to 0.75.
Yeah. I usually, so I think my favorite speed. So I'm just an Apple Podcast person. I've never had the.
Don't say you're just an Apple Podcast person.
I've never had the impetus to go download Overcast or any of the better apps. I dealt with it through its hard times when Apple Podcast was a garbage app, and now it's a little bit better and it's back to how it was.
Yeah. I am an Overcast person.
Yes, I heard you mention that, but
you used to be a Downcast guy, and then I said, you know what? I've had it.
Yeah.
I'm not down with Downcast.
I've never abandoned the Apple Podcast app as bad as it got at one point, but yeah, I mean there's it's 1, it's 1.5, it's 2, and then it's 0.5. 0.5, when you accidentally switch to 0.5, it's people sound like they're drunk.
Yeah. I don't know who it's for other than somebody's trying to transcribe the podcast.
Yes. Probably. Okay. But yeah, one time is good. 1.5 times I think is my sweet spot. Because I think I'm a fast talker. When I listen back to myself on these, I need to listen to it at 1 time, because otherwise I can't understand myself talking. But I know it's the professionals like you and Josh and Mike, you all slow down your rate of talking so that you can sound good.
We talk slower to just so people are able to keep up with us on faster speeds.
Yes, you're the pros. You know what to do. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what the end of my sentence is going to be. That's really what it is.
Well, it's the Michael Scott thing of sometimes I start my sentences and I don't know where I'm going to go until I find them.
Yeah.
There you go. So.
Yeah.
That's everybody. But,
all right, Deidre, thank you so much for calling in. Okay.
Absolutely, always great to catch up.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.
Okay. All right. Let me say hi to Zach, who's here. Zach,
what's
how
up,
are
fam?
you?
How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Just chilling. Yeah, I saw Mehdi talking about that Raptors Celtics game. That was insane.
How about that?
Yeah. I saw you live with the Big Brother. I had that in a tab, and I wanted to message the chat, but I was like, Rob's busy doing his Big Brother stuff. So
yeah, I assume they lost.
Yeah, I did too. When Kemba made that pass and that dunk with 0.5 seconds left, I was like, it's over.
It was a great finish. Yeah, I was watching the highlights after.
Yeah, and to answer your question about the 0.5 seconds, I actually don't think it's physically possible to release a shot in 0.5 seconds. But also, you have to understand, whoever's controlling the shot clock is a human. So they also can't start the shot clock within 0.5 seconds. So if you watch the video in slow motion, he catches the ball and at least 0.2 seconds go by before the clock starts. But it works out. So
on the inbounds, the game clock doesn't start until the player catches it.
Yes.
Okay.
And whoever is starting the clock is a human, so they start it when they see the person catch the ball. But I watched it in slow-mo and I was like, at least 0.2 seconds went by.
Yeah.
But this has been a thing in the NBA for years. I think more than a decade ago, Derek Fisher of Lakers fame hit a shot in the playoffs with 0.4 seconds left.
If I was the Celtics, I would call for a booth review. I don't know if they looked it over.
They did, and they called it.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah. But no, it was an amazing game. Good for the Raptors too. I'm not the biggest Raptors fan, but it was very fun.
Who is your team, Zach?
I like Denver. They're going to get spanked by the Clippers, but I'm a big Jokic fan. I feel like I was kind of a fat, lazy player myself when I played. So when he started playing really well and turned into an all-star, I started becoming more of a Denver stan.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Zach, what's going on?
No, I'm just chilling. I mean, Big Brother, it's kind of, man, that's just.
Are you normally a Big Brother guy?
Not necessarily. I follow because with the RHAP sphere, I do like what Shannon Gus does essentially. So basically, I'll be following the season through Twitter because I get so many Twitter updates and through your podcast pretty much. I don't really watch the episodes, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's so disappointing with this Christmas HOH. I'm so done with this BS. What can you do?
Not great. And it's been so frustrating because all the HOHs have been one question away where that somebody, easily a different person that we wanted to win could have won.
One thing I don't understand with Big Brother, and this isn't an issue. well, I'm on a lot of things, but this is one of the main things I don't understand with Big Brother is like, I remember this with like Elena Davies, for example, and a lot of people, they go on Big Brother with the intention of becoming like famous after it and not with the intention of winning. So I see that with like David talking about, I think Bachelor in Paradise or whatever he wanted to be on, and Christmas with all the like her auditioning for Julie's host job or whatever she said on the feeds. It's like, and to become famous after the show, you have to do something on the show worthy of making you famous. You know what I mean? Like everyone's playing so close to the vest.
This is a good point. Yeah.
So I don't understand like if you're just staying in a big alliance and you're not making any moves, how do you expect to become famous after? Like, I understand it from even Cody and Nicole's perspective. Fine. Like, they're staying within their alliance. Sure. Like, it's not terrible gameplay from their perspective. But I look at, like, the Christmases and the Davids. Like, what do you do? You're not going to be famous after.
Yeah,
you're
this is
just
a
playing
good
like
point.
shit. Part of my language.
So let me just go ahead and look up, like, okay, let's just say, like, Sis from last season, who did nothing but was on TV. She's a, attractive person. What's her Insta? I bet she has a lot of follow. I bet she's a big following, but is she in fact an influencer? 125,000 followers. Is she getting that influencer money though?
Well, that's what I think too, because it's like, even if you're getting a lot of followers on social media, I feel like a lot of these people going into today, they have even bigger aspirations than just becoming an influencer. Like, they actually assume that they can become like legitimately famous after, which is just baffling to me. So
yeah, it seems like every couple of posts is I'm really excited to introduce you to something I have recently incorporated into my skincare routine.
Yeah. And then on a Survivor note, did you guys talk about Randy Bailey's cameo? Did you see the cameo that got posted?
What did he? Okay, so let's see what he did.
It's pretty long, but it was just, I think you should watch. It was pretty funny.
All right, let me check it out. It out. Okay, so here, let me bring it up. Okay,
sure. It's like 4 minutes long.
Cameo.com. And let me go to Randy Bailey.
I think the person with Randy's permission posted it on both Reddit and social media as well. So basically, they asked Randy, they were like, can you talk about a player that everybody loves and you don't love? And then Randy...
I don't know who he talked about. So let's see.
Oh, no worries. I won't spoil.
Let's look at it together. Okay, let me see if I can get this to work. And if it does, then we'll be able to listen to it together. Okay, here's Randy
there we go. Nice.
Cameo. And then, do you know, is it this one? Let's see. Let's listen.
It's one of these two.
All right, let's see if we can hear it. Okay, let me know if you can hear this. Just give me a yes or no. If you...
Sure.
Mike Norwood.
You can hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you? This is Randy Bailey from Survivor Cabana.
Is this the right one?
I think it's the second. It's the second one, the one in the middle.
All right, let's try this. Okay, here's Randy.
Steven, or should I say Mr. Survivor quotes X. Thanks for the cameo request. And I understand that you wanted me to pick a survivor and talk about him that the world loves, but I don't love.
Zach, is Randy going to say something that's horribly offensive?
No, not horribly offensive. No.
Okay, offensive to women or any.
No. I mean, he's
slander.
Randy's that horribly offensive.
All right, well, I just want to make sure.
No. It's a lot of just like, the slander of players he doesn't like.
All right, here, let's see where this goes.
Yes. So much. So what I started out, I went to CBS.com, looked at their poll. Who are the 10 biggest, greatest players of all time? So that means that those are the most liked. So I need to pick somebody from that list that I hate. It shouldn't be too hard. I don't like most of the people on this. Anyway, my first pick, of course, was Jeff Probst, but he technically is not a competitor. So he's off the list. He didn't make the running. So anyway, go down to number 10, Sari. Spent a month with her in Ponderosa in Fiji. My favorite survivor of all time as a fan, as a alumni, as a friend.
Oh, so you want to play? Should I? I'll guess what Randy has to say about it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Feel free. You can play a little game here.
Okay,
so the three thing on the money. Good job.
This is fun. Okay, this is basically like what we have on the cameo on the wheel for RHAP. That's basically
and what I like about Randy, before you continue, he just went above and beyond with this. Like, they just asked him for one person. He just goes through the whole list and then compares and decides who he dislikes the most. That's why I liked it.
Okay, this is a great game, Zach. Okay, all right. Let's see. Number 9.
Sari's great. Yule and Tony.
Yul and Tony. I don't think he dislikes them, but I wonder if he's more neutral.
I think you can ding the bell on that. I think you can ding the bell on that because you'll see his response.
Guys, I've never met him. I hope to someday. Number 7 is Cochran.
Oh, he hates Cochran with a passion. I think he really hates Cochran.
Yes,
he is up there. I'm going to mark him down as still in the running and circle his name. Cochran. I don't know him real well. I've only met him a couple of times. Never played with him, but Corinne hates him, and that's good enough for me. So he is still in the running. Sandra.
I feel like he was annoyed with Sandra the last time I chatted with him. He's mad that she ate his chicken in Heroes versus Villains. I wonder if that comes up.
Yeah, I don't think he brings up the chicken. But
You're not going to like this, Survivor fans, but a very average player. Horrible at challenges, great at sitting out. I love the girl, but not a big fan. Who's next? Ozzy. Never.
Okay.
I like how he's more offended by the sit-out bench than anything. Like Sandra sitting out of this recent season.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably not too down on Ozzy. I feel like he respects him being good at the challenges, but probably doesn't think he's much of a player.
Played with him, met him once or twice. Very forgettable, very cocky. Don't like him much, but he's not even close to the level of Cochran. Next, Parvati.
Parvati. I bet he is still salty with Parvati over Heroes versus Villains. I bet he is not a big fan. Although I don't think she really led to his ouster, but she was part of the group that ended up voting against him. So I feel like he is not a big fan. But I don't think he has vitriol for her.
Yeah, you'll see.
Somebody teach her how to not smile all the time. Parvati's great. I played with her. She's fun, she's funny, she's pretty, but stop smiling. It drives me crazy. Frown. You heard it from the king of frowns. Okay. Rob C, as in Rob.
Oh, wait. What is this list?
It's like a top 10 most popular survivors list. So Randy's just picking who he dislikes the most from this list.
So I'm on a list. I'm on somebody's list of 10 popular
CBS.
survivors.
It's one of these like CBS lists. I'm pretty
There's
sure.
There's no CBS list where I'm number 2.
I don't know. Well, Randy just found
this is like that Big
maybe
Brother
it was like
Hall
a
of
Reddit
Fame.
tier
Yeah,
list.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Reddit list. Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
I think Randy likes me.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think he's gonna go too crazy, but I think he likes me.
Sesternino, we've become friends with RHAP over the years. Love the guy, so I can't put him. Russell Hantz.
I do not think he's a fan of Russell Hantz.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they got along.
Believe it or not, I didn't have a problem with Russell, but recently he's on his YouTube channel. He said a few things about me that I don't really appreciate it. And they're not true, but the hell with him. Number 1 on most popular greatest
Boston
players
Rob.
of all time from CBS poll, CBS.com is.
It's Boston Rob and Randy does not.
And I think everybody knows Randy's thoughts on Boston Rob, but I'll say I like the direction he goes in. This is very hilarious.
Okay. All right.
Is none other than Boston Rob. Boston Rob Mariano. Don't like him in the game. Don't like him out of the game. The only good thing I have to say about him is he knows how to get airtime. He knows what to say. He knows the expressions. He is a genius at it. I'll give him that. But let's see. Go over the list. I wish I could pick Probst. Okay, so it's between Cochran and Boston Rob.
Who will he pick? I think he wants to go in on Cochran more than Boston Rob, if I had to guess. Let's see.
And the most hated with the Randy Bailey poll, might surprise you, is Mr. John Carroll.
John Carroll
from Survivor Marquez.
Wow. Okay, I was not. Why?
What you'll see, I think, because I mean, you'll see, but I think you were a little off the base with his Cochran versus Boston Rob. I think there's one that he
had the opportunity. I know he regrets it now to vote out Boston Rob on day 12 or something like that, and then again on day 15, and didn't vote him out. If John Carroll had done that, we would not have had to be subjected to 16 years of pure agony watching this douchebag every week. Anyway, not bitter at all. I'm as happy as I could be, but John Carroll's number one hated. So adios. Thank you, Stephen.
Adios.
So yeah, that's his.
There you go. All right, that's fun.
Yeah, the thing with Randy, and I understand why Randy doesn't like Boston Rob, but it's so funny to me because I'm not a big Boston Rob fan myself, but Randy and Shane Powers, their absolute like hatred of Boston Rob is kind of amusing.
It's over the top. It's over the top.
It is.
Rob is not a bad guy.
No, I don't
take it easy.
It's like off the show, he's a nice guy too. He's a little bit overbearing, but he's never done anything super offensive or anything.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay. Yeah. All right. Zach, thank you for the great call.
Yeah, no problem. Before I just have one last question before we go. You floated about this numerous times, opening Rob as a podcast into like a sports, doing more sports stuff. Have you ever you think, because now obviously you wouldn't be able to do it because everything's in a bubble and stuff. It's tougher to cover sports, I guess. But what was your top? Were you thinking of doing that in the next year, 2 years? Because I've heard you float this idea about years ago, honestly.
So we've really ended up expanding the RHAP ups further, and we've done more expansion on post-show recaps. I just want to, get everything right organization-wise before. And I do have a vision for what it would be like to do some sort of RHAP sports podcasting. I just want to get we've done so much. I really feel like that we've grown so much, even in 2020, at a time where not a lot of things have grown except for the mold in my bedroom. That I think that it would be, great to do it. I just want to make sure, I don't want to, grow out too wide where this thing ends up just collapsing in on itself. I just want to shore up the, the things that we're continuing to build. Just make sure that the foundation is steady as we continue to stack this thing. And so I just want to get that right and, have everything running smoothly. Whereas I don't feel like that necessarily everything runs smoothly in the RHAP world at this moment.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. And of course, I know you're a huge sports fan with baseball and football, but you also don't want to be spread too thin with Rob as a podcast.
I don't think I would do much podcasting in terms of sports. I think I would end up finding people who were super knowledgeable and maybe would have me as a guest once in a while. But I think that that's my vision for where the different directions that we go is finding the people, you and you and Jacob talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender on post-show recaps, that, find the people that are knowledgeable, that are talented, and, give them a voice as opposed to me podcast more. I really feel as more and more time goes by, I imagine me podcasting less as
in a producer role. Yeah, I heard you talking about that on one of the recent RHAP episodes with Akiva.
My ideal podcasting is 5 or 6 podcasts a week and not 14 podcasts a week.
Yeah, I think you would need, if you were going to branch off into sports, you would need a Taryn of sports, almost how Taryn is with the Big Brother stuff. Somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily if I'd call it the Taryn of sport. I don't know if we need to do so much coverage, but I look at different networks like The Ringer or Barstool, and I just see how they have different shows covering all sorts of different things, and I think that they have each network has its own sensibility. And I think that what I would love to see in terms of covering sports would be to take the sensibility of Rob as a podcast and post-show recaps, which I think that sensibility is a fun, smart, inclusive environment where these are your friends that you would talk about these shows with in a really fun way, where you could talk about something that's super smart and strategic, but then also talk about something that's totally idiotic and dumb, and then take that same sensibility and then what does that look like covering The Amazing Race, and what does that look like talking about Lost, and what does that look like to, and I think that what I would love to have is, the same attitude, the same feeling of no matter what show, what subject you're going in to the podcast of, it feels the same as the other podcasts that you would be listening to. And that's really what I'm looking for in terms of just like an attitude and a sensibility. And that's what I would love to be able to bring to sports one day.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And then I was wondering, would you ever end up pulling Akiva and Chester into that? Because I think Chester, I really enjoy hearing his opinions on sports. I feel
Chester is very knowledgeable. Yes. That I think that those are conversations to have. I do think that Chester is a little bit too much of a wild card as a podcaster.
He's too abrasive. He's too
I just think that I love Chester, but I don't think that Chester is necessarily like the sensibility of RHAP, and as much as I love him as a guest, I can't imagine him as the host of a podcast without somebody to be like a guardrail on that. He's just like liable to go off in any different tangent or direction.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And that's all from me. I'm having a lot of fun with, like you mentioned, me and Jacob hanging in there. We'll be recording our fourth episode tomorrow. Our most recent episode of we're podcast about Avatar. It's season 1, episode 3. The last.
Are there spoilers? If I do I need to watch the full series to?
Yes, there are spoilers, but there was a patron, I forget his name. He was telling me he commented that he was just watching with his kid and he didn't really care about the spoilers, and he said he was really enjoying the podcast.
Yeah,
so there are minor
ways to do it because we've done different podcasts. Like I wish when we podcast Game of Thrones, I wish we podcasted with spoilers from the get go.
Yeah. Oh,
there's only one. That's the way to do the rewatch.
I gotta thank Wiggler because episode 1 we were like we didn't know if we were gonna go spoiler or not.
And then Josh Wiggler and I, we went through that together. Like we said, like after a couple seasons, like I wish we would have just talked about the spoilers from the beginning.
Yeah, Wiggler told me and Jacob specifically, he was like, make sure just go spoilers.
Yeah,
you guys are knowledgeable, you know the show, just go with spoilers. So we were like, okay. And that's all for me. Thanks a lot, Rob. This was a fun call.
All right, Zach, take care.
No worries. Bye.
All right, let's head to Lyndon. Lyndon, where have you been?
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Lyndon. What's happening?
Not much. Just finally got to hang out on one of these Facebook Fridays. I'm usually working Friday nights, so it was a great deal that I got to join in. That was a great call.
Yeah. It was tough to follow up. There's a lot going on there. Okay.
I know.
But Lyndon, what's happening?
Not much. A lot has happened. God, it's been months since I've talked to you.
Wow, what's been happening?
Not much. I'm still in San Antonio. I moved into my own apartment.
I was gonna say, I feel like I don't recognize the background.
Yeah, I moved into my own apartment. I left my brother's. So that's about it. And but yeah, I've just been kind of laying low, due to COVID. So all my time goes into Big Brother now, of course. So, but
at least it's productive use of your time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm just one of many, 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 many people who are just so sad. And I just don't like watching it anymore. But I feel like
you're sad about how Big Brother has gone.
Has been going more.
Yeah.
But I'm in too deep now, so I'm gonna stick with it, I guess. But yeah, I've been watching less and less live feeds. But I have been watching Taryn and his updates, and I love them. And I just want to say I'm loving the class of 2020.
Yes, thank you.
There are some amazing people and like I know Chantel, like she is just so good.
That's great.
Yeah.
That was when we started doing this, we said, okay, hey, we're looking for new voices. First off, we were not expecting to get 600 applications. And then we said, okay, let's get down to like, let's talk to people in Arizona. It's like, oh, we weren't expecting to like this many people. Also, like this was really hard, and there's just like a ton of good people, and it's just it's been hard to get enough airtime for everybody. And we've been doing bigger panels, and Taryn's been doing more panel shows, and I'm trying to do more things like the slop where we have more opportunities to talk to people. But it's just been the challenge that I didn't expect was, how do we get to everybody?
Yeah. But y'all are killing it. I just wanted to say, like,
well, thank you very much.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. But are y'all gonna do that like every year? Y'all gonna do
no? I don't know. I don't think we can.
I
don't think we can do that again. I think now it's a matter of like, okay, let's really figure out like who's catching on.
Okay.
There are still people that we that sent in videos that like wanted to talk to Survivor that we just I finally had to say, like, I think we need to put a pin in it, and let's interview the rest of the people when we get closer to when there's actually going to be Survivor. It's just like we don't have enough time to still see all the people that we talk to, like, because there are a lot of people that we saw that want to talk about Survivor that may not be like Big Brother people.
Yeah. I feel like in my video, I like really put all my eggs in Survivor's basket, which was like, whoops.
But yeah, well, we'll see. But Survivor, I do believe that we will see Survivor again. I know Survivor is planning on shooting a season 41 at some point eventually, so it'll get there. It's just gonna, not for a minute.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess just going back to Big Brother, I guess, because that's just like my bread and butter these days.
Yes.
So, like, how are you wanting this week to map out?
So, do we know the nominations officially yet?
I don't think
for reals?
so.
Okay.
Like, I just got home from work, so I haven't watched really any of the feeds. I was watching Taryn's update before this started. And so I just looked on the feeds now, and like they're not really doing anything.
Spoiler. Okay. So is it Bailey and Davon are gonna be the potential nominees? Is that what we're thinking?
I would only assume so.
Yeah.
I would only assume. Of course, Christmas is gonna be that girl. I knew she was that girl.
Yeah. So I guess what we still need to see, and we talked about this last night, is that could we potentially have a backdoor this week where, with Bailey and Davon, and I know that this has been the thought in the house of it doesn't make sense to nominate Bailey or Davon because then they'll both be mad at you if you put one of them on the block. So you might as well put them both on the block when you do it, which no Big Brother fans that I know were rooting for this to be the outcome for this week. But I do wonder, with everything that's going on with Danny and everything that was raised, like, could Bailey and Davon be the smokescreen? And then after the veto is won, could there be a backdoor target that emerges?
God, I hope so. That would be so good for this season.
And again, I have not been playing, listening to the feeds closely enough today to know if that is being talked about. Like, could Tyler be laying in the weeds of, okay, Christmas has won the veto, somebody else has won, Enzo has won the veto. Now, all right, let's take, Day off the block and put Danny up.
So you see, I guess I'm just like not watching enough feeds. I don't know.
Well, I don't believe me. This is not canon what I'm saying, but I do wonder, could there be that is Tyler potentially waiting for? And I know that Tyler has said things like he doesn't want Bay to be on the jury, but I do wonder, in a house that is potentially fluid in terms of how it's looking at the core. Could there be a backdoor target this week?
Okay.
I'm always the optimist. I'm looking for like, okay, we'll see. And also on top of that, you have these powers. I don't know necessarily. I know they played the BB basement competition. Could somebody have won a power that could potentially also shake things up?
Okay. Do you think it's going to be, what percentage would you get? Do you think that a woman will leave this week?
Oh, I think it's almost 95% because I kind of feel like that, maybe Danny is sort of a backdoor target. So like, I feel like that if there is a backdoor, I feel like it would be Danny.
Okay. I just feel like I'm missing something from the feeds because like I just don't see it where Christmas puts up Danny. Like I know Taryn was talking about it in the update today, and I'm just like, have I missed something? Like, because I always, like, from my recollection, I always feel like they're like really good together. Like I just don't see it. I know she's easily manipulated, so I feel like that's what they're probably gonna pull. But like I honestly, like, I just can't see that being done. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, I just am so fearful of Bay and Day for this week.
Yeah. So we'll see. And then, if one goes home, then you hope that maybe the other person would be able to make a run and not go out after them. But we'll see. I keep hoping for the best, but we have not been getting what we hope for.
Okay.
All right.
Well, what's up?
No, I was going to ask you, anything else?
I was just going to ask if you had any plans for the holiday.
No, I got to still figure out what I'm doing to record the slop also on Monday. So I think there's going to be a lot of barbecuing going on at our house.
Okay, right on. Okay.
So we'll see. Okay, but yeah, Nicole's working most of the weekend, and then we have Big Brother on Sunday night and some podcasting to do. So we'll figure it out. No big plans. We're not leaving the house or anything.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Take care, Lyndon. All right.
Take care, Rob. Bye.
All right, bye. Okay. Tommy Guam is here. Let's add Tommy. Okay. All right. And then just a heads up for newcomers. Probably gonna wrap up in about 45 minutes or so. Okay. All right. Tommy, how are you?
Hey Rob, how you doing?
Doing great. What's happening?
Happy Friday. Happy Labor Day weekend.
Happy Friday. Okay.
Nothing.
You're doing
really
good. You said in the chat that you were may not make it until the Facebook Friday.
I made it. I held off. I'm drinking a few now.
Yes. Okay. What's happening?
I get out of work early, Rob. So especially today. We were out very early. 11 o'clock out the door.
Boom.
I started at 6, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Came home, took a little nap, took the dog out. Now I'm here hanging out with you. No, actually, I'm very excited about the Pluto TV, Rob. I don't know if anybody brought that up yet.
Can you explain what Pluto TV is for our listeners?
I just actually really discovered it, but it's almost like a regular television guide. You can there's like different channels you can go through, live television on it, but they have an Amazing Race and a Survivor channel on now. So I'm actually watching the finale of Survivor Vanuatu right now.
Okay, so do they air Survivor seasons 24/7, and then are they on in order, or is it like, okay, Survivor Vanuatu episode 8, and then next is going to be Survivor Africa episode 2?
So what I've seen so far, they're airing it in order, but I've only just I think downloaded it the other day. So they were doing the Amazing Racing in order too. So I mean, it's good. Like I said, Vanuatu's on right now,
where Survivor the Amazon is running, and then my timeline will just be all mentions of like, oh, I hate you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, who hates you, Rob? Come on.
I get that sometimes. Okay. All right. So that's fun. Yeah. So that Pluto TV, I believe it's free. You can watch it on a web browser, or you can also download the app.
You watch it on my PlayStation, so it's available on PS4.
And let me also say this, that I just saw that YouTube TV just added NFL Network. I'm thinking if anybody has that, let me know. Let me know how that is, because I'm thinking of maybe dropping what I have AT&T TV as my streaming television. So maybe I'll drop that, pick up YouTube TV.
Do you have like a cable provider that you like watch TV through?
No,
or just
a cord cutter.
Yeah, me too. I just did it. It's hard, but I'm getting used to it more and more.
Yeah, I think that they didn't have HBO, and Nicole needs to have access to The Sopranos at all times. So I think that, but then they do have HBO now. So maybe I'm thinking that maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah, I might just try to steal my mother's HBO. What are you going to
do? Yeah.
But now you have to sign up for HBO Max. I think they made it a little bit harder to do that because I had the HBO Go. It was great,
Yeah. And let me say this, HBO Max stinks.
Oh, really?
There's nothing else that other than the HBO stuff. What's this? What is this Max stuff that I'm getting?
What do they charge you a month for that? Is it $15 or something?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, sweet, whatever.
I don't know what it is. I can't find one thing I want to watch on there.
You put out better content, Rob.
Thank you, Tommy.
No, I just want to say, ripped Tom Seaver. That was sad, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he was dealing with. He had retired from being in the public life. He was dealing with. He had dementia, and they said that ultimately that COVID-19 was also a factor. So. It's sad. He was, not way up there. I think he was 75.
75, I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove by City Field today. They had to sign up, whatever.
And again, he's still before my time of remembering as a Met fan. But I remember him more as an announcer and just being around the team. But I know my dad would be bummed out. So
he's considered the best Met of all time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the franchise.
He was actually on the 69 team, and then he played against him in the 86. He was on the Red Sox. He was in uniform as a Red Sox.
But I don't. But not at the World Series. I think he might have been on the roster. But
he was on the roster. I don't think he actually played. Yeah. That was his last season, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of an interesting fact there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a good pitcher. One of the best, in my opinion. But I'm a Yankee fan. I give him props.
Yeah. So the Yankees made a nice tweet about Tom Seaver the other day. I appreciated that.
Yeah. No, it's nice. I'm a little upset that K's went home and Big Brother Rob, though, to transition away from
Yes. Yeah, we all are. By the way, I haven't mentioned, I don't think in this podcast, but we had our exit interview with Kaser this morning. You want to check that out. Yeah, nothing too earth-shattering there, but nice to hear from him.
Yeah. I've also been, I don't know, it's weird. It's just going in order. Like, Tyler's a really good player. I got to give him.
He's very good.
Yeah. How did I not see it? I don't know.
I don't know. He should have won the first season he was on, but then he just got too, showmance in the relationship.
Yeah. I mean, Casey did play a good game, but it
was fine.
Yeah. It was a fine game, but yeah.
I mean, Casey is okay. I mean, Casey's if this was baseball, she's what is she, one win over replacement? I mean, she's fine. She's sort of keeps her nose clean, wins challenges. That's about it. She's pleasant.
Good team player, loyal, whatever. But
right.
But Tyler controlled the whole game. Yeah.
Right.
He was just strategic minded. It's fun watching him play, but I just think they're gonna get exposed him, Cody, and Danny sooner or later altogether.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how much that he is sort of connected to Danny. I think that I get the sense
think he's trying to separate.
Yeah, he's more anti-Danny, but we'll see. I guess the hope is that still he sort of wakes up and wants to. The problem is that I think that right now, you hear him on the feeds, and I don't know if he's how much he's just talking to his allies, but when you hear him say things that he doesn't want Bay to be on the jury and she's a bitter juror, you sort of would like to hear him sort of pushing for that. Okay, well, let's make a backdoor move this week.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, and it's crazy that they don't get rid of Ian and Nicole either. I mean, the two winners, get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
At least put them on the block, get them scared.
You just want to see something, shake something up.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. You see what's going on, It's there's nothing crazy, no surprises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's no fun. It's no fun when we sort of okay, we know what's going to happen. We know it's going to happen a week from now. We know it's going to happen a week after. And so, in a world that's unpredictable, Big Brother is very predictable.
Yeah. I mean, Enzo's the most unpredictable thing, and he's still predictable a little bit,
Yeah, Tommy, you think Enzo could win?
Not for nothing. He's playing a pretty decent game, scary enough. He's friends with everybody, right? And he's winning challenges.
Enzo would be one of the few people where, I think that Tyler, he's very good, but I think that people want to see Tyler end up flipping this thing and on its head. That I think that Enzo, I believe, would be probably a pretty beloved winner even if he's somehow I feel like that people seem like that they're anti Cody, but Enzo's been a big character at least, where at least he's not boring. And, I feel like that if he was sort of like gonna like ride this brigade thing out, I think people would be pretty high on Enzo.
But you think Enzo's going on the same road, like bringing Cody and Tyler? Like that was what he said at the beginning of the season. Like, I don't want to bring two
Who's he
big
gonna
talent beasts
bring?
with me. I don't know. But Ian's gonna win it too. Then I don't know. I don't know.
So,
but I like Enzo. He's fun. He's funny.
He's fun to have around. Yeah.
And it's Nicole's pick, right?
Yeah. Is that my wife picked Enzo?
I think she did.
Probably the only name she could remember.
Yeah. Well, cousin Enzo, right?
Yeah, cousin Enzo. All right, Tommy. Anything else going on?
I got a bunch. Are we talking with T-Birds dropping tonight?
It should be tonight. Yeah, should be a couple hours.
Right. That's good. Let's go through stuff real fast. Oh, the murder mystery RHAP. That was funny. I'm listening to him like, maybe I should listen to it. Am I spoil on this? And I'm listening to it like, did I see this movie? I totally forgot I watched that movie, and I did.
Yeah, it's not like a great, amazing plot.
No, but that was a funny podcast. It was a funny podcast. What else? Actually, I was with like Deirdre. I'm actually house hunting too. That's a process right now during this whole thing, but it's crazy.
Where are you looking to go?
Just upstate a little more.
Okay.
Stay in Westchester. I'm actually right on the Yonkers Bronx border now, and just want to go up a little more. Maybe we'll see what happens.
Okay,
it's tough out there. I've been listening to more News AF. That's good.
It was a great News AF this week.
Yeah, I was laughing.
Yeah, that was an all. I think I won an all-timer. Yeah, with the peanut butter and the robot, and so that was fun.
The robot's great. Rocky. Is it Psycho or Sicko? Did you ever find that out?
I don't know. I think it's probably Sicko, but be scary to have a robot named Psycho.
Yeah, I remember those. I think a friend of mine actually had one of those robots back in the day. It was crazy. Because I think they were like $3,000 back in the '80s or something like that. And I was like, whoa, Yeah.
Yeah. Get it to come to your birthday.
Yeah. Good luck. What else? That's about it, Rob. Not much. Oh, let me ask you a question. Did you? I remember a while ago you said something about reissuing some RHAP merchandise. Are you still doing any of that?
Yeah, we're working on like in the store, like the RHAP
some of the old shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're working on relaunching the store that I had not been necessarily happy with our most recent effort with the merch store. I know that there were a lot of issues, and so Brian Malloy, who's been our designer, we're working on setting up like a new Shopify store, and I'm hoping to have that launched, at the end of this month coming up. That's so we are working on that to get a store with a lot of the options, the old stuff, and be able to be very easy to navigate. Where I also want to be able to like upload, like, oh, something funny happened on a podcast. Let's turn that into a shirt, and I want to be able to sort of like be able to quickly move on different things.
Yeah, I would love some like RHAP, like hard hat stickers even, and I love the old Subway shirt, the old RHAP Subway style shirt. I would love one of those.
Yeah,
those would be great.
So we're working on that.
All right, good.
Okay.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too, Tommy.
Okay. Have fun with the barbecue and burnt chicken, or is it gonna be exciting?
Yeah, no. I mean, I make a lot of like sausage on the barbecue.
Chicken sausage or pork sausage or
it's a chicken sausage. Not that exciting. Yeah.
Chicken and parsley and stuff like that is good. Yeah.
But I make like peppers and ons.
Oh, nice.
So try to be a little fun. Okay.
Sounds good. Enjoy.
All right. Take care, Tommy. Bye. All right. Let's see. Let's say hi to Abby. What a treat. Abby is here. Abby Almendinger. Abby, how are you?
Hey, Rob.
What's happening?
How are you?
Great. What's going on?
Well, I'm a little just stressed out slightly because I am making dinner with my daughter.
Yes.
Because Travis is gone. And he does all the cooking. So
he did, but no, he's still on this earth though, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I got a little nervous when you said he's gone.
I got a big smile on my face.
Okay,
he is on a hiking trip, 17 days hiking the Colorado Trail.
Wow.
Like 250 miles or something like that. So we're just getting by here.
Okay. All right. What's for dinner?
We are having Mediterranean pasta.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So what did you want to talk about?
Well, nothing much. I just wanted to say hi, really. And actually, I had my first experience playing Sequester the other day.
Oh, how was it?
You
played the midlife crisis Sequester?
Midlife crisis.
How did you do?
Yes. I loved it. I had a great time. I made it to 4th place, and I had to drag Taylor. She was at and major kudos to Sarah. She brought it home. So.
Yes. Okay. Did your family know that you were playing Sequester, and what did they react to that?
They did know. Travis just eye roll. He was gone still, so that kind of worked out because he gets a little annoyed with all my online games. But I told the kids, I'm like, you can't bother me. Just don't even talk to me. You know, get pizza, whatever. You know, leave me alone. So it worked out. It was a lot of fun. I didn't really. I mean, I had watched a couple of them before. Yeah. You know, I had watched the one you played in and the one that. Kellen, Kellen, she won, right? Anyway, I had watched a couple of those and really enjoyed them, but really didn't understand just exactly how fun it was and how, engaging it was until, you get into it.
What's the secret to Sequester?
What's the secret?
Yes.
Getting a name out there early and and just fighting hard for that and not really taking, no for an answer.
Okay. All right. Abby, well, good luck with the Mediterranean pasta.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Let's say hello to, this is Shame's Academy. Hold on. Shame's running in. Okay. All right. It's like Price is Right. All right.
Shames, welcome on down.
Shames, how are you?
I'm doing good. I was just chilling. I heard this thing go off on my phone. Said your podcast started, and I jumped on.
Yes. Shames, do you wear the hat normally, or do you just put it on for coming on to talk on Facebook Friday?
Yeah, for this and for whenever I'm on Twitch, stuff like that. Or I sometimes go out. I play D&D, and I usually make my character in there wear one of these hats.
Great. All right. I love it. So what's going on?
Was just chilling. Not really much to do. Watching lots of Big Brother.
Yes. How's that going?
You know what it is. They should change it to, that Jeff's interview question, Big Jeff's, where he says, lose and be loved, win and be hated. It should really be win and be boring or lose and be entertaining. Because that's more. That is more.
Yeah, I think that's Ika-esque version of that, I think.
Yeah, that's the better one, I think.
She's asked would you rather win and be forgettable or lose and be a legend or something like that?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one to go with for sure. Because I don't know. I think lose and be a legend. I think that's more I would rather have that. I'd rather see that on my screen. They should cast more lose and be legends.
Yeah, Big Brother, I think, is a little bit like smoking cigarettes, where it's like, you're just at the point I gotta quit.
That was me 5 minutes ago when I was running.
Yeah. It's I feel terrible. I gotta I'm quitting tomorrow. What's going on in the feeds? Oh, okay. What's that conversation? Okay. Yeah, no, I hate this. This is terrible. I'm out. Okay.
Yeah. Though I just was reading some updates on what was happening in the house, and there's some interesting stuff happening.
Okay.
So cool.
All right.
You want some breaking news?
Oh, sure. You got a live feed update? Okay.
Sure.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued.
Okay, well, we could just do that.
Breaking news are happening now.
All right. Shame's Academy. Or Alchemy. Sorry. I don't have glasses on.
Okay, so what I just read that happened was Davon exposed Tyler to Danny.
Oh, how'd that go?
Tyler is now in the hot seat. I don't know what he doesn't know about this yet.
Oh my God, I can't believe that Day just exposed me to Danny.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see him play hard this week. He's now in that position where he's fighting I mean, I don't think he's in danger because Christmas is HOH, but he definitely has to get his hand back on the game after this.
So just say when Day exposed Tyler to Danny?
Yeah. And she did have a conversation with Nicole afterwards saying the like they were talking about it together. So I do think she believes Day.
Oh my God, I can't believe Tyler would do this.
How can he do this to us? We were in Alliance together. It's not fair.
He's totally not invited to the wedding.
So that's going to be interesting for this week. There's going to be some infighting going on in that alliance. So
good.
That.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Just like, don't be boring, Big Brother. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's the thing Tyler said on the feeds? People get really upset when you're boring.
I wish that somebody would say I was boring. Some people get so pissed.
That's so ironic, though. That's so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
People get really upset, if you call them boring. Like, I think he was referring to Casey because lots of people call Casey boring. But the funny thing was the thing with your podcast. I was like, not be mean. You just got to not be mean.
Yeah. All you had to do is be nice.
That's it. That was the one.
Yeah. So whatever. All right. So, Shames, what else is going on? Anything?
Not much. I really love that one podcast you did a long time ago. This is my introduction to RHAP. Was Reality Game Masters.
Oh, you like that? Yes.
I was this was after Big Brother Canada won, and I was watching Peter Brown on YouTube, and he said something about you should check this out.
He made like a recap. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying to check out this one thing about Reality Game Masters. So I watched it, and that's how I found you. And man, I love Reality Game Masters. That was my favorite.
Yeah, it was not easy to do. It was a lot of work.
Sounds like it was a lot of production. It's like almost a reality show itself.
I got to give credit to Alex Forstenhausler, who did all the legwork on it. But it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Okay. All right, Shames, let me get to some more calls today, but great to catch up. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye. All right. Let's say hi to Tricky. Tricky, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. Okay, so Tricky has been the wizard behind so many of the new graphics you're seeing on robisawebsite.com and post-show recaps, and really makes everything, makes the shows even look more interesting to click on.
I think we're going to need to change my nickname, though. I don't want Steven to get jealous.
Yes. Okay. That you don't want to be a wizard. Okay.
So I'm calling in today just two things. One is just something I heard while I was listening to the radio. So in my spare time, like one of the shows I tune into is a Hawaii talk radio station.
Okay.
And every Tuesday and Thursday, they have a psychic on.
Yes.
Now,
okay.
One of the people call in and they said, I just got a call back from Tough as Nails. Am I going to get a call back? And they said, oh, yeah, you're going to get the call back. You're going to make it to Final 3. I don't believe it, but I do have my appeal for next
spoiler. Yeah.
It all depends if he gets on the cast. That's all I'm going to say. But I thought it was very funny. I'm like, man, Tough as Nails is really just like shooting off now.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Did this person give you a name?
No, they keep them all anonymous. All I know is that he's from the Big Island of Hawaii.
Okay. So if we see a Hawaiian person on Tough as Nails season 2, we know they're going to the final 3. Take them in your Randy Newpol draft. Okay.
Exactly. I'm like, I really hope he makes it because I have the inside track now.
Okay. Mark this call down. Okay. All right. And Tricky, what else?
So Big Brother, I've told you before,
You're a new Big Brother person.
I'm a new Big Brother person. But I got to say, when I come to Big Brother, I don't come from the strategy like I would Survivor. I come for the personalities. Yes. And I got to say, I want to talk about Talking with Memphis.
Yes.
I swear it is one of my favorite reality TV character moments I've seen in just such a long time.
Yes. What did you learn about the character of Memphis on Mornings with Memphis?
I get the feeling that Memphis is worried about his restaurant, so he's coming after Julie Chen's job.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Welcome to Mornings with Memphis.
Welcome.
It just seems like, for me, everybody in the house, like you were saying earlier, is just trying to play up how good actors they are. I mean, Christmas with her exit speech, and everyone's kind of like, is Julie Chen getting all her information? I just feel like, are people coming for Julie Chen now?
For her job?
For her job, yeah.
I think her job is pretty safe.
Welcome
to Mornings with Memphis. This is Big Brother.
See, I like that. I like that moment so much because, you know, it gave me insight, like, who Memphis is. I'm like, he's this dry character, and he's pretty cut and dry. Mm-hmm. And I think what Big Brother does well is not telling the strategic part, but telling you how
that's not what they do well.
Oh no, that's not what they do. But
yeah,
what they're good is like saying almost why these personalities last. Like Taryn was saying on the updates, who's coming after Memphis?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes what they can do is they can give you some character moments that really are memorable and iconic, more so than Survivor. And I think that that's usually a luxury of that they have 3 hours a week to be able to tell their stories. They end up wasting so much time in the competitions. And I feel like that there are rarely memorable moments that come from the competitions where if you ever go back and watch more old school Big Brother, I do think that they did more sort of storytelling as opposed to sort of like, okay, here's a clip, here's a clip, here's a clip. And I think it's a little more disjointed in the modern seasons.
Right. Because I even went back just to see how the first All-Stars differed from this All-Stars.
Yeah.
Like I went back and watched the compilation videos, and I'm just like, wow, Will Kirby, like where is our Will Kirby this season?
He's not in the house.
I know, but it's a big difference, and I don't know if it's because they cast people just because they think they're going to be great on television or what. But I feel like they need to cast more people who just really know the show.
I don't think that there are too many people that go on Big Brother with the idea of I'm going to make good television. I don't think that that is what you have very much from the cast. If anything, there are people who say I am going to be on television, and then I am going to have social media followers, and then I am going to sell them different product placements.
Do you think that could just like I don't know. I kind of view this like Big Brother. It's almost similar to Survivor in a way where the teens into like the early 20s were just really bad. And now we're kind of having that same thing with Big Brother. So could it be that they need to adjust their casting and get more fans onto the show?
Perhaps. I mean, this issue here, I mean, these are all stars, so I don't know necessarily if it's like the casting, but I don't know if it's necessarily the fans. Because I think honestly, like, I think that they need to find like characters and not just like models and Instagram influencers. I don't even think that's necessarily, because you can have a season of people who don't really know Big Brother and are very entertaining. Like you could pick up the game Big Brother in a couple of weeks. So you can have a couple of people there who know what they're doing. But I think that often what gives you the best feeds in television are people that really have no idea what they're doing, but they're playing hard and they're playing aggressively. And that's always fun to watch, even when it's not good gameplay. I think that what this is sort of like, hey, I got to stay here for a long period of time because I'll be on TV and then I'll get followers and then I'll get money and then I'll be famous. Like, so sort of, they don't think about it like, how do I create anything interesting? Just how do I survive? How do I have longevity?
Okay.
So it's not ideal.
Not ideal.
Okay.
But hey, all I can do is hold out hope.
Hold out hope. We'll see. Sometimes these Big Brother seasons have a way of turning around. All right, Tricky? All right. All right. Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye. Okay. Esports Justin is here. Let's say hi to Esports Justin. Justin, how are you?
Fantastic. How you doing, Rob?
Doing okay. Justin, how are things where you are?
San Francisco is about to get really hot this weekend.
Gonna get hot again. I feel like the last time we talked that we were talking about how hot it was.
Yeah, but I'm still in the basement, so you can't tell that it's a million degrees outside. So I'm fine.
Yes. Is it the BB basement?
I'm not following Big Brother, so I do not get that joke.
Okay.
I'm like Josh. I'm not gonna run away. You talk about Big Brother, but I'm actively not following it.
They just introduced a new room in the house called the BB basement.
Okay, and is it hot or?
It's dark.
Interesting. What is the appeal of a room that is dark on a show all about being?
They like to have challenges on Big Brother where the room is completely like blacked out where you can't see anything, and then they have like goo and things that you can bump into, and then we watch it on infrared camera.
See, you say this, I keep thinking like maybe I'll start watching Big Brother, and then I hear this and I go, never mind.
Yeah, it's like there's like a pit of tar, and then there's like a bucket of feathers, and then you have to find stuff.
Oh man, yeah. I listen to it via the Facebook Friday. That's not enough Big Brother for me. Like I know what Janelle is. I get the gist of it.
All right, well, Justin, what do you want to talk about?
3 things. Actually,
don't want to talk about the BB basement.
I'm not. My palate is not refined enough for Big Brother. I'm not there yet.
Yes. Okay. 3 things.
First, so I'm a week behind on podcasts. So I'm in the middle of the last Facebook Friday.
Yes.
And somebody mentions there that RHAP, they like RHAP because it's very behind the scenes. Like you pull back the curtain, talk about the production stuff, which I love. I don't listen to RHAP, but if that's true, I will start listening to RHAP because I love that stuff.
Yes. Okay. Well, you could sort of pick and choose on RHAP of like, this one's not for me. I could skip to the mailbag. I could skip the episode this week. So it is happy to have you on board, Justin.
All right. Whoever talked about RHAP the last Facebook Friday also called out they like that we get one podcast with Rob raging, which I mentioned last time I called. So that's 2 votes for. We want the Rob Rage podcast.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily that I rage about stuff, but I might be a little bit more like I feel like that it might be a open complaint session, and I feel like that Akiva is receptive to his feelings don't get hurt if I'm going to talk about something that I don't like.
Whereas on the 5 for 5, you have to tread very carefully about like, okay, what am I going to complain about?
Yeah, that's where Nicole talks about the things that she doesn't like, and I am a very, patient listener.
Yeah, I would generally agree with that. The second thing I want to talk about. So you got me on an app. We'll see. I'll try a couple. You got the episode 100 coming up, so maybe it's a good time to jump in. I didn't want to say you probably read this note, but this was more for everybody else who's listening. I went and upped my Patreon level because of your support of BLM. I do appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Justin.
And that's less of one, obviously, as a black male, that's important to me. But I think 2, as someone who's been following you for a long time, knowing what and as a business owner, knowing what you had to go through to make the decision to publicly support that means a lot to me. And I wanted to show like, hey, I respect and support you doing that. So thank you.
Well, Justin, thank you. I mean that for what I had to go through is it's like what do I go through? I just like that the thing that's been sort of like the big change in my life, and I'm a 41-year-old man. Like when I was younger, it's just like, hey, just don't be a bad person. Don't be I did not have a lot of black people in my life, and it wasn't like that. There was like a choice was made. I didn't know that many black people in terms of my high school and my college, but in growing, and that I started to meet a lot of black people through Survivor, and more so like when I moved to California, and then with this community, I feel like that this is a very diverse community where I've met people, from all over the country and all over the world that are part of this community. And so to hear, that there was anything that I could do to sort of like be more inclusive of the people that are, in this world. And just also as a parent, I also want to say, like, it's kind of, you look at the world differently, and to sort of explain to my 6-year-old who asks questions about, like, when we see things on the news about George Floyd, and it's like, why is this happening? And he's horrified to learn about things like racism in the world. Like it does change your perspective. And so, like, I never will have that perspective of being a Black person, but to sort of, it's been a crazy time for all of us, Justin. And
Definitely.
Try not to sound like too much of a moron.
I mean, you like to say that a lot, that, like, hey, I'm just doing my best not to sound like an idiot. I think you've always done a great job. We've always said that. And I just want to come out and be like, hey, I appreciate that. Let me literally put my money where my mouth is and say, like, yeah.
What I really, and I really appreciate that. And what I've tried to do is, like, hey, like, I don't want to sound like a moron, but let me have people on that can speak to this. And, at the very least, let me turn my platform over to people that can speak to this. And what's been really cool has been hearing, from the survivors who have been able to speak freely about things, and things that, have been bothering them about their individual seasons, and stories that we've never heard from different members of the Black survivor community. And, Sean Rector has been, somebody that I've talked to a ton, both on and off the podcast over these last couple of months. And, he's been, very active in trying to do more podcasting and be able to talk about things that we had. I thought it was a great panel the other night. But what I said to Sean afterwards was, like, I would love to see if we could, like, if we do this again, like, I'd love to get, like, maybe like a smaller group, because I think that we were a little bit less focused because of having so many people on the panel at once. Like, I would love to, like, do more stuff and have, like, more individual, like, in-depth conversations than sort of, like, just be kind of all over the place.
Yeah, no, I agree. I haven't listened to the newest one yet, but the old one, I think its biggest weakness was, we have every Black survivor in the last 20 years, and we've got 45 minutes. Let's cook.
Yeah. Because I think that the instinct is like, hey, let's get as many people as we can because we're all standing united. But I think that now we sort of, like, have established that. But I think that probably I think that some of the more poignant things we've done have been sort of like the one-on-one conversations that I was able to have with different people. I would love to have Sean there also to be able to, ask questions that I might not even be thinking of to different people that are on the panel. I would love to have, like, a little bit more of, like, a smaller sessions, where I think that some of the stuff that Jatia has done has been in some ways, I think, a little bit more focused, because she's sort of been able to, like, keep the panel sizes smaller, or do, like, okay, let's talk to these 3 people, and then let's talk to these 3 people, and then I think you're able to have, like, a little bit more of a focus.
Yeah, no, definitely a big fan of the smaller stuff for sure. Would love to see, any and all of it, whatever people are up for, I'm down for it. And I think getting more of these stories out there is super important and super awesome. And I think it's going to change a lot of how we discuss reality shows, specifically Survivor, like, going forward. Like, one thing you've always said that I sort of disagree with is, hey, if they're not showing it, they don't have anything. And I'm like, most of the time, maybe, sorta. And I think this will open a lot of eyes, and, like, sometimes we just don't see things for dumb reasons, or, whatever. Let's hope that gets better.
Yeah.
It does also make it even more difficult to talk about strategy now that everyone's aware, like, we didn't have the whole picture when we thought we had the whole picture. Now we absolutely don't have we're close to the picture. Why are we even talking about strategy? Like, we clearly don't know what the hell is going on out there.
Yeah, we don't know anything. Yeah. In terms of the confessionals, though, like, so maybe it speaks to, like, who has good confessional and who doesn't have good confessional, not necessarily who has something to say.
Yeah, that's fair. That I think that is true. Like, if you are entertaining, like, Alicia is proof, right? If you are entertaining on the camera, they'll put you up there. It may not be what you want to be, but they'll put you there.
Which Alicia?
24.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
I did. I'm trying to think. Did the first Alicia get a ton of confessionals? I actually don't remember.
Alicia Calloway.
Yeah.
She had moments. I don't know if she was. I think she had some decent confessionals.
Yeah. Whereas I know Alicia Rosa had a pretty high confessional count, despite going. And that's right. She went pretty deep as well. So
yes, but she had a lot of like vitriol for people.
Yes, unfortunately, unfortunately. But whatever. So those are the things I was going to talk about. But then in the middle of your last call, my roommate said you have a package outside, and I didn't order anything. So I went, "Oh, great, my anthrax is here." Turns out it's not anthrax; it's my Patreon.
Oh, okay, good.
Order. So I don't know if you're into unboxing videos.
Is it okay? Go for the unboxing.
All right, here we go. Okay. So never done this before.
All right.
All right, kids. Let's see. So if you go up to the all-star level of being patron, you get a Robert's Podcast Pop Socket.
Pop Socket.
All right, which will go beautifully on my phone. It's got I got the black right here, so I'm just gonna slap that on, and then I've got a limited edition RHAP buff.
Yes.
From the people who make the buffs themselves. Oh, wrong side.
Yes.
Justin, thank you for the support. I got a signed thing from Rob. That's worth something. So anybody on the fence about going up to All-Star, check out this buff.
Boom. Okay. All right, well.
Would recommend against wearing the buff in public. They don't make good masks because people want to read what's on your face.
Yeah, I don't think that they are the thickness to be a face mask. That's
also true.
Yes, so you could wear it, but I think that it's not an effective face covering.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody run out and get a buff. Support Rob and what he does.
All right. Well, this was a wonderful call, Justin. Thank you.
Wonderful as always, Rob. I'll talk to you later. Stay crushing it.
All right. Stay crushing it. Bye. See you, big brother. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's say hi to Jill. Jill, how are you?
Hey, Rob. Let me get my headphones plugged in. Okay, now they're plugged in.
All right. Jill, how's school going?
School. Thanks for asking. I'm in the first week or second week.
Yes.
It's been pretty good. Just did some homework today and feeling glad that it's over. So
yes. Okay.
But hey, today's a good day. Today's actually my birthday. I'm very
Jill,
happy about that. Birthday. Thank you. Yes.
You said today's your birthday and you're what?
I'm 29 today.
29. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me, what was life like when you were 29? How many global pandemics did you have?
Let's see. What was life like when I was 29? Let me picture it. Okay.
Paint a picture for me, please.
Okay. The world was.
I need to know.
Not great.
Okay.
It was October 2009. That we were in the midst of a global financial crisis.
Yeah.
But I've been through a global financial crisis and I've been through a pandemic, and I will say the global financial crisis is not as bad.
Ding. Yeah.
Yes.
I was in high school, so I didn't feel that financial.
Otherwise, I was engaged to be married.
Look at that.
I was, without many job prospects.
Yeah, I actually love your life story you've told. Well, you did that podcast at your 10th RHAP anniversary special. You told the whole story of how you started the podcast, and so I love that. It's very inspiring to me as an almost 30-year-old who is very I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm in school late in life. I'm I don't know. So I don't even I don't know what I'm going to do after college. I mean, I'm in school for graphic design, and that's fine and all, but I'm I don't really know what the job market's like. I have no idea. We'll see.
Well, Jill, if I could be any inspiration, that I was well into my 30s before I had any idea what I was going to do with my life.
Good. I need more people to tell me that's okay.
Yeah. And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
you
have a lot of time to figure things out.
And what better age to simulate people I don't know fighting each other in wrestling games?
Yes.
I mean, this is just
you're lucky in love.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah. Some people have like, hey, I've got a great job, but I wish I could meet somebody.
Yeah. So. No, I have a good partner. So we had a great. We went mini golfing. It was hot as all.
Who won?
Be, so I won by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And but you know what's great though? We were the only ones there. It was morning, so and it was hot, but and no one else was there.
Rain of the mini golf.
I don't know if you've mini golfed a lot, but the absolute worst thing is when it's crowded and there's people just standing there waiting for you, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I'm not good. We'll get this. Anyway,
I get that.
It was quite a day.
Okay,
but anyway, well, you're like buffering for me.
Yeah, you're a little bit in and out, I think.
I'm in and out. Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Unprofessional. No.
Yeah.
It's me.
Okay.
But hey, the last RHAP was great, and I was so happy to hear that Akiva...
You're on the wheel.
Approved it. It's on the wheel. Not only is it on the wheel...
Great. I heard it was great.
I heard it was great. I was very happy to hear that. That made me happy.
Okay.
It's running to be part of 100th episode special. This is exciting. I don't know.
We'll see, but it's look. We don't know what else is going to get added to the wheel tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh
tomorrow
my God!
We'll be debating.
Woo.
Robert and Akiva's great debate is happening.
But hey, if it comes up for the 100th episode, that's cool because it's still relevant. So coming up shortly after it's made is great. But I think it could hold its own episode too. So either way, we're cool.
All right. All right, Jill. Well, happy birthday. What you
Thank
have
you
dinner?
Very much. I literally had Little Caesars pizza. I was like, we're gonna save money on food, and I'm gonna buy Tony Hawk Skater video game today. So that's how it went.
Is that a new game, Tony Hawk?
It's a new one. It's a remake of the first and second. Those were on N64 back in the day. That was my thing, and now they just made a remake. They're beautiful. They just came out today. So I'm like, I have to get it. So I got it. And that's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, happy birthday, Jill.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's exciting.
Okay. Give out your streaming handle.
Yeah. If you want to follow me on Twitter, check out Jill Bop. That's JILLBOP. I stream maybe once a month if I feel like it. I need to get better at actually having a schedule. The bop is just that it sounded nice next to my name. I don't make bops. I'm not making music. I think I made that name before bop became a thing.
Yeah.
And then it became a thing, and I'm like,
okay, sure.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
now everybody else has to be Jill Bop 1, Jill Bop 2.
Bop. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jill, take care, okay?
Thank you so much for taking my call.
All right. Bye. All right. Pat Tad is here. Pat, did you end up finding a name that you liked from the patron cast last week when people came up with new names for you?
Yeah, I'm really scared of commitment, but I really like the name Halloween. I just really wish
Halloween.
I wish my last name was Knight, so it could be like Halloween Night.
Okay, for our listeners that missed last week, Pat actually has his own podcast where he is doing a rewatch of Boy Meets World and recapping new episodes of America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Also, I hear myself back a little bit, Pat.
Uh-oh.
So people get to hear me twice. So that's great. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm getting a wall yeller here. What's going on?
I gotta go.
All right. Hold on. Wait, you want to come on the screen? Okay. Hold on. Here's Pat Tad. Nicole, can you come up with a new name for Pat Tad who wants to change his name? Doesn't Nicole look beautiful?
She does.
It's the scrubs. You look...
Here, let's just change to the wide angle. Okay. Here she is. Okay.
Let's call him Ryan.
Ryan?
Yes.
Why Ryan?
I don't know. It kind of looks like a Ryan.
Okay. You want to send the boys upstairs? I've got Devin and John on hold. Okay.
All right. Don't keep them long because the boys are super crazy and they might destroy something.
Okay. All right. Send them upstairs.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, Ryan.
All right. Have a great night, Nicole. Okay. Bye, Ryan. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Pat Tad, you got all that?
I was like glitching out a little.
Yes, please leave it open. Yes, okay. All right. So Pat, what's going on? What do you want to talk about? Pat, you still with me?
Big
Ryan?
Brother. Because yeah.
Yes.
No, you're like glitching out a little for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Big Brother, I'm not doing well in the Randy Newpol draft. I
Yeah.
had Kaser, and I have Kevin. So we're going.
Yeah,
And
not great. Well,
then-
I took Kevin in the first round of the RHAP draft. So
Yeah. I'm hoping Kevin stays in long, but I don't think he has like any chance of winning.
yeah, there's still a chance. We'll see. You know, he could have like the BB11 Kevin arc.
Yeah. And then Reality Stock Watch, I went like almost all in on Christmas.
Yes.
So.
Okay, well that's good.
Is it? I feel like she's gonna mess up this HOH.
No, I mean she'll be fine. She's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Pat. Let me jump onto the next call. Okay.
Okay.
And then when we have a better connection next time, we can wrap a little bit more. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Pat. All right. Bye. All right. Let's say hi to Devin. Okay. Hi, Devin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, Devin. What's happening?
I hear Zoom school is going fantastic.
Yes, Zoom school is not great. That distance learning is okay. I will say that there was a nice moment the other day where that Dominic was in his iPad school, and he was like working on a thing, and then the teacher said, Dominic is really on top of it today. And he was like, Mom, I got a compliment. So that was that was like a nice moment. I was like, oh, okay, well, if he was in real school, we would have never seen that.
Yeah, when Nicole said that Anthony said he couldn't sit still.
Yeah, yes, Kevin.
Yes. That took Cindy out.
What a moment.
She could not.
I had not heard that story either from this week's patron 5 for 5.
Yeah. So, any coverage of America's Got Talent?
You listen to Pat Tad's podcast.
Okay.
He's podcasting. And do you like Boy Meets World rewatch?
I think not the whole series.
Okay, well then you could just listen to the America's Got Talent part of Pat Tad's podcast. Okay.
What else has been going on with you?
Oh, just podcasting, trying to figure out what's going on with leaks at my house. Yeah, not too much.
And when should I guess that all depends on when the season starts. I was going to ask, when should the Survivor people that want to do Survivor hear back?
Well, yeah, I think we're waiting to see when we have another Survivor season coming up before we start bringing on more people to talk about Survivor. I am planning on talking to Shannon Gus soon, that we're going to talk about why maybe people should check out International Survivor.
I know. I need to check those out because
Well, this is a great time if you're a Survivor fan.
Yeah, I'll check those out. Between schoolwork and the Big Brother, which is lackluster.
Yes, it is lackluster.
Yes.
Okay. What else is going on, Devin?
Not much.
And Devin, do you have any questions for John?
No questions for John.
Nothing for John?
Nothing. I've been enjoying his game streams of The Sims.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, Devin, what else were you going to ask?
Not much else. just I'll let you get through these last calls before your boy's destroyed.
Yes. Okay. Oh, well, thank you so much, Devin. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Take care, Devin. Okay. Have a great weekend. All right.
You
Bye.
too.
All right. Here is John. And for John, we will introduce him with. Yes. All right. John, how are you? I don't hear you yet. Are you muted? Hold on. John, what's happening here? This is here. Why don't you go out and come back in? Okay. And then let me give people the opportunity to, if they would like, if you have questions for John, go ahead and send them in. If you're watching us on YouTube or in the Facebook chat, John will ask, does anybody have questions for him? And if you do, this would be a great time to post them. And so that when he asks, does anybody have questions for him? Then we'll have questions for him. All right, let's see if we can get John back. All right. John. Oh, John, I don't hear you. All right, quick, reboot. I'm not joking. Okay, reboot John. And then, so, okay, let's see if we can get John back here. Okay. Let me do something that I have been, people have asked me to do. And let's check out robhasawebsite.com, and I'll talk about what's coming up here this week on the podcast. Okay, so we'll do this as we're starting to wrap things up. I know we did this on the live show, but maybe this is a good thing to do here. Okay, I'll get this open, and then if worse comes to worse, okay, then John can help me with this project. Okay, all right, let's try John one more time. John.
Can you actually hear?
Yes.
Okay, I found a problem. Yay!
What was the problem?
For some reason, StreamYard has on a different part of the mic, so which is weird, but I got it. So what's up?
What's up with you?
Well,
you called me. Yeah.
Oh, well, sadness. Well, I was gonna say that. Well, since you played that Toughest Nail song,
yes,
or Badass Spec Mix music, I think we should just retire it until the new season begins.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because I don't want this to be like, oh, a Toughest Nails when there's no Toughest Nails.
All right, you got it, John. All right. So, John, what's happening?
Well, Big Brother sucks, and I heard Christmas is, well, being so bad again. She's being naughty.
Hey, I've been saying Christmas is overrated for years.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm just fed up with these. I mean, come on. Come on. Are we disrespectful and tasteless?
That's what Kaser is, according to Danny Donato.
Well, newsflash, she's the one that's tasteless.
Oh. Yeah, Kaser is rubber and she's glue. Boom.
Yep. I wonder how many bridesmaids it takes to a light bulb.
How many Nicole Franzel's bridesmaids does it take to screw in a light bulb? How many, John?
None, because nobody will show up for her wedding.
Okay. What else you got, John?
Oh no, just like a personal thing. I mean,
yes.
I don't know if you saw my new Facebook channel for gaming.
John has a new Facebook channel for gaming. All right, tell me about it.
Well, it's called John's Gaming Channel. Although,
so when you say a Facebook channel, what does that mean? I go on Facebook.
Yeah, it's another Facebook live, page.
Okay, so let me see. So go on Facebook and I search for what? John's
Gaming Channel.
Gaming channel.
Mostly, it's all me playing games on my Twitch and also streaming live. If you want to watch me play Sims, or of course the newest game that came out today.
So it's a Facebook group.
No, it's like a Facebook page, like your Rob Has Podcast Facebook.
Okay, hold on. John's Gaming Channel. The JJ with 76 people follow it. Do you have T-Bird?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I just invite everybody and go.
All right. Okay, so we can watch on John's Gaming Channel. We could watch the Bucks take on the Jaguars, the Leonard Fournette Bowl.
Well, this was before the Fournette decides to.
Oh, John, you saw it coming.
Well, at least I'm glad though. Are you so done like hearing about the Bucks too much, saying, "Oh, they got the good players that they want to come Tampa"?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm too over it. It's fine.
I assume you're sad because Brady.
John, if you think I'm upset that Tom Brady is on the Bucks, you are sorely mistaken. All right. Here's John's gaming channel on Facebook at John Rules, gaming video creator. He's got, okay, tell me, you did a Marvel's Avenger Twitch stream.
Just got it today.
Okay, can I watch it here? And you're playing the...
Well, you won't see me because I'm trying to do my PlayStation.
Whoa.
But I need to get the program to see.
Can I show this to my kids and just tell them it's the new Avengers movie?
Yeah, I mean, Karen from Canada actually gave me a good review.
Who gave you a good review? Karen from Canada?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And here is, oh, yes, Bruce Arians. There he is. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. If I go full screen. Okay. Then we can watch. All right. Watch John. If you want to watch John play the Jaguars. No spoilers. Okay. And then you can watch the Jaguars or the Bucks play the Steelers. Okay. All right. So there it's all there, John.
Yep. Even my sins are the one I mostly love doing so far.
Okay. Boom. All right. So what else, John? What else are you going to talk about?
I don't know. Do you have anything for me?
Do I have anything for you?
Yeah, any questions or anything? Just talk about life. I mean, yeah, we don't want to talk anything about Big Brother right now because we know what's going on.
All right, let's talk about life, John. So are you a pumpkin spice guy?
I'm not obsessed with it. I'm just like, maybe I'll try it, maybe once a year, at least one time.
Anthony, come here.
Ooh, does Anthony want to watch Avengers? Ooh.
Yeah, they're crying because Nicole is leaving for work. You guys want some Laffy Taffy? Yeah.
How many bucks?
What's that?
How many bucks does she have left with those?
Oh, I got so many. It's mostly bags of Laffy Taffy.
I wonder if you could give those to patrons as a bonus or something.
Look, if patrons want Laffy Taffy as a bonus, we could put that on one of the Patreon tiers.
I don't mind. I really.
Hey, Anthony, you want Laffy Taffy? Okay, all right. So that's a hit, John. Let me tell you about having kids. Okay, you have plenty of candy in the house. Okay. What Laffy Taffy do you want, Anthony? Will that make you feel better? You want me to take the wrapper off?
Don't need the wrapper.
Okay. Here, you want to come sit with me? Okay, here, come sit with me. All right. Anthony is sad because mom went to work. Nobody is sad when I go to work.
Well, technically you're home every day. So.
Do you have any questions for John, Anthony?
No. Why are you wearing Batman?
Yeah, here. What Laffy Taffy did you get? You got grape? Okay, here. Let me ask you. Okay, all right. You want to hear a joke? Okay, all right, John. You ready for this?
Love to hear it.
All right. What kind of phone needs gas? Do you know?
What?
An automobile. You get it? No, really. It's not a funny joke. It's not that funny of a joke. What is this? Grape Laffy Taffy? Is that the best flavor? I like banana. Yeah. You want a different one?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna get it? Okay. All right. John, any questions for Anthony?
Oh, I was like, you realize he wasn't wearing a Batman shirt, and you heard what happened with the new Batman?
I did. I don't think that he's aware of the COVID case for Robert Pattinson.
I mean, scale of what? Maybe one from what? Affleck to who's a good Batman?
Michael Keaton.
I guess. Yeah. What do you think Pattinson's range will be?
What do I think? What
do you think his scale will be on the from Affleck to Keaton?
Probably closer to Affleck. What do you think of that?
Well, yeah, I don't know why. Batman has been so many.
Anthony, do you have anything you have to say to John?
No.
Okay.
Anthony, have you done the Black Panther salute?
John, I haven't talked to him about Chadwick Boseman yet. Yeah.
Well, just tell him Wakanda forever.
Okay. All right.
Wakanda forever, Anthony.
John.
All right, I'll let you go because
let me give these guys it's very hard to get the wrapper off Laffy Taffy. Is it supposed to be that hard?
That's kind of weird though, but sometimes I even actually eat the wrapper in it.
You eat the wrapper of that
I chew on it and like
Anthony, John says he eats the wrapper of Laffy Taffy.
Sometimes it's hard to open. I understand your pain, Anthony.
Okay.
All right.
All right, John. Thank you so much.
Well, okay. Yeah, you just have a good weekend, I guess.
You too.
Yeah, holiday.
All right, John. Okay. All right, let me go. Let's go. Let me go to settle in with my kids on what should be such a fun night. Thank you so much for watching us here today. Had a great Facebook Friday call. Thanks, of course, for those of you guys who joined us live and listening in the archives. Taryn's going to have a live show on Saturday night. We will be back on Sunday night with our live show after Big Brother, talking with T-Bird and RHAP, also coming your way this weekend. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.